Hey fans, it's me Aaron for a comic show. I'm back with a stack of comics. It's another kind of small week. Next week's really big with the whole Journey to the Force Awakens, Star Wars Better Not Kill Wicket issue 1 coming out, which I'm excited about, you know. I hope the Force is with him. This week we got some things that I really liked. Plutona. Plutona is really well done. It's an image book. It's Jeff Lemire co-writing it. And I guess you could say co-drawing it with Emmy Lenox, and she is co-writing it. He's scripting it. She's doing the art. The backup story is our guy Jeff Lemire showing his artistic abilities off, and I really liked it. It's kind of Goonies-esque. It's kind of like these young kids kind of getting together, giving each other a hard time, like as kids are wont to do. You know, there's a bully who, you know, there's more going on to him. You know, he's actually beat by his alcoholic dad, of course. But here's the twist. They're Cape spotters. So they watch for and chronicle superheroes. At least one of them does, and everyone else is drawn into that. And it was cool. And the backup story is actually a story of Plutona, the Cape that they were spotting. And that was cool. So it's kind of like Stand By Me, kind of like Goonies meets superheroes, and it was awesome. And it's Jeff Lemire. So if you like Jeff Lemire, if you like Sweet Tooth, if you liked anything he's done, just get it, because you will like Emmy's art. You will like her, what she adds to the plot, since she's credited as co-scripting it or co-writing it with Lemire's script. But seriously, I don't want to give away the Stand By Me twist, but it's in there, and it's good. I really enjoyed it. We Stand on Guard. This is issue 3. It's Brian K. Vaughan, you know, same guy from Saga. If you're not getting it, just get it. It's fun. It's good. It really makes me proud to be an American. It's speculative fiction where America has attacked Canada, has taken over and annexed lots of Canada, going up more and more north, and their freedom fighters are terrorists, depending on which side you are on, of Canadians, and those are protagonists, and one is captured and brutally tortured, but in a way that is pretty freaking nuts. It is crazy, and it actually got to me. It actually really got to me. Like, not the burning, skin on fire torture, but it was insane. And is this like this enhanced interrogation stuff? It really spoke to me. It was cool. It's Brian K. Vaughan, and you should get it. If you're not getting it, I don't know what's wrong with you. I know it's Canada. Trust me, I know. And I know that the maple leaf is weird and none of that's cool. I don't even like hockey. Like, seriously, I don't. Like, I like Deadpool Wolverine, you know, those Canadians, but it's good. It's Brian K. Vaughan. If you like Brian K. Vaughan, you need it, seriously. I mean, I do have Canadian friends. I have some Canadian friends, so, you know, I'll trot them out sometimes so you don't think I'm xenophobic. But there should be a wall between Canada and the United States. But moving on, Dying and Dead Hickman, finally out, issue 3. I'm going to have to go back and reread 1 and 2, because when I sat down and read 3 just about an hour ago, it was insane. It was crazy. There's like Hitler and just, it was just nuts. And this stuff going back to the beginning of humanity, to pre-Homo sapien, to just, this book is crazy. This book is probably one of his best books, but it's just been so late that no one's talking about it. I'm not talking about it. I have plenty issue 1s and 2s just sitting there that people are like, you know, whatever. Even though he's writing the biggest selling book out there, Secret Wars, which is also late, unfortunately. But when this comes out as a collection, it's going to go crazy, and people are going to be like, why weren't I reading this? What was I doing? Why wasn't I reading this? This is awesome. This is some of his best work. Dying the Dead, it's great, and you really should check out issue 1 if you hadn't, if your store still has it. Our store does, so check it out. And this finally is out collected, The Last Days of American Crime by Rick Remender and his artistic partner, Greg Tuccini, who also does Low with him. This wasn't collected for the longest time out of print because it was a company called Radical that went out of business. As far as I can tell, they haven't put out anything, and I don't really care. but I do love this book, and I'm so happy it's out. And if you are a Remender fan of anything, because basically everything he does, it's like the same protagonist. It's just all some kind of like washed up douchebag that you're hoping will redeem himself by the end of the book. And I love that, because that's the story of my life. It's probably the story of your life too. You got Deadly Class, you got Low, you got all those things. Like even back to his Fear Agent, it's all the same story. But the premise is so awesome. It's the last days of American crime, because there's going to be this broadcast that eliminates anyone from having the impulse to do any crime, to break any law. And it's called like the American Peace Initiative. So obviously it has some shades of the Patriot Act. Like how much of your liberty would you give away for security? How much of your free will would you give away for security? Like that's getting even weirder. And some people probably would vote like, yeah, I don't need free will. I just don't want to be carjacked. Who needs that? I got Netflix and chill. I mean, whatever. But this is awesome. He pulls one last heist, the one last heist. He can pull this score and steal this machine that can make the digital currency, because it's speculative fiction, a little in the future. And if he steals this machine, then he's set for life. And when this thing goes to make no one do crime anymore, he'd have all this money. Unfortunately, he didn't know about this thing, or it got moved up, and he has to do the heist in like 2 weeks, and hilarity ensues, and it's a lot of fun. So seriously, if you're a Rick Remender fan, you probably haven't read this, because it was out of print for so long, and it wasn't published by Image or any normal company that's still around. So seriously, check it out. It's awesome, and the art's great. If you like Low, you like that artist, there's absolutely no reason not to get it. Moving on to Aliens, a lot of people are going to be talking about Aliens Vampirella. And it gave you the money shot of the chesty thing, because it's like the chest buster and the chesty Vampirella. It has the face sucker and the blood sucker. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why this is a cool gimmick. But also out this week, the first time I've ever seen it out collected, Aliens Salvation. And this seriously, it's Catholics in space. Like you've heard of pigs in space. This is Catholics in space. They're going out, St. Peter's ship to missionary about Jesus to other planets, and this dude gets space wrecked on this planet full of aliens, and he narrates everything is just the Bible this and prayers that, and on about how he's with these demons and it's testing his faith, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's so well done. Dave Gibbons writes it. You know him from Watchmen and other stuff. Mike Mignola from Hellboy draws it. This is before, he was the big Hellboy hotshot. This is great. If you have not read Alien Salvation and you're an Aliens fan from the movies or whatnot, seriously, I reread it, and it not only did it hold up, it was better than I remember it being as a small boy when I read it back, in the 90s or whatever. So that's great. And if you want Vampirella Aliens, it's here. It gives you what you would imagine it giving you. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. If you want something more heady, this is the ticket. DC, there's been a lot of scuttlebutt about DC online, and they're Batgirling and giving more back to meat and potatoes and blah, blah, this and that and the other. Quietly, DC Bombshells has been a surprising hit that I freaking loved. Bennett is writing it, and it is, the first issue just blew me away. Like, because it was just a marketing thing. It was just like, haha, look at these variant covers. We're selling more copies of the same book. Hey, you want these covers, right? Buy both of them, see? And so, anyway, I was at a DC roadshow and I raised my hand and was like, why don't you do some content of this? You can make the stickers and the buttons and the t-shirts and the posters and the prints and the covers and the tapestry rugs. I'm not even making that up. That really exists, of all these Bombshell things, but you're not giving us freaking content. We read comic books. Give us a comic of it. God damn it, Dan DiDio. Give us a goddamn comic book. And he finally did. And it is super good. Even the most jaded DC fan, the most cynical DC fan that likes these characters, would find something to love about this. These characters reimagined in this Bombshell universe. I can't believe how well she did with this, of just taking these things that were essentially just a marketing thing. It's just like, look at these images, and these were cool images, but take covers and then write a universe of those covers that's so good with so many characters. It's awesome. Like, seriously, if you have, I'm just going to start calling people out. If I see them with the Bombshell playing cards or buying a Bombshell variant or have the Bombshell sticker on their card, I'm gonna say, hey, do you read DC Bombshells? What the hell's wrong with you? You know, I should just have them just smack them in the face with it, because it truly is good, seriously. I'd tell you if it wasn't, and it is good. Get it. And one of my favorites of this new relaunch, rebranding, not having the new 52 on the cover anymore, Detective Comics 44. This issue was just so well done. I love this team. I'm sorry to see them go. Harvey Bullock is the man. He had the best line of the entire issue. It's a great book. Detective Comics, where you have Gordon as Batman, and you have all the cops, and it focuses on the cops. So Batman in the Bat Robot Energizer Bunny suit is literally fighting an even bigger Joker robot. Absurd as hell. That doesn't matter. That is like the subplot. That's just going on. The cops are the actual meat and potatoes of the issue, and I love this cop book, and it's good. Moving on to Marvel, 50 Years of S.H.I.E.L.D., Mockingbird #1. Bleeding Cool had an article highlighting how Chelsea Kane talked about how the studio, Marvel Studios, Disney Studio, the studio, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV show, has Mockingbird, and how they wanted the ex-husband from the show to be in the book, not just the ex-husband from the comics, which is Hawkeye, who isn't her ex-husband in the show or in the movie universe. So Lance Hunter's here, but they're both here. And it's like, it was pretty good how she did it. It's pretty brilliant. Yeah, the art is by Jolie Jones, who did Lady Killer, which was a great book. But why can't she have a love triangle? Why not? That's awesome. It's fun. Sure, it was shoehorned from the show, but who cares? That's cool. It's not a major change. It's not something that actually bothered me at all. It was fun, and they did it in a fun way. They dealt with it from the very first page, and they dovetailed back to the last page that was laugh out loud funny, not just like, you know, you say lol, but it was actually really funny, and they did a good job. And the backup story is Black Widow introducing the new Red Widow. So, hey, you know, buy 50 copies and put them away, because Red Widow is going to be the next big thing and the next big movie of Black Widow with Red Widow. I just made that up, but it might happen. It might happen. There could be a Black Widow actual movie and throw Red Widow in it, and this is the first appearance, and you know, we can go back 5 years from now and see me telling everyone to get 50 copies, and then I don't do it. I'm like, why didn't I take my own advice? I'm an idiot. I just sat on a toilet and threw copies of Saga #1 around in a video instead of like CGCing them. I'm stupid, but I do know which comics are good, and I tell you that. You know, as far as investing, I don't know what I'm talking about. Thors 3 is out. This is the Loki versus Thor. We see who the Thor villain is, or other than Loki, which Thor is the Thor killer, because there's dead Thors from the first issue. And it's Jason Aaron. It's great. It's my favorite tie-in. I seriously wish that the main book would come out already. It's still like 3 weeks out. Secret War 6 is like the 23rd of September. It seems like every week it gets pushed back another week, and that sucks. But I am enjoying the Battle Worlds. I am. I'm just not that, like, you know, pushing them on people, because, you know, it's like, hey, did you get this? It's like, hey, where's Secret War 6? You know, I need my Secret War 6. And it's like, I don't have that for you, man. Sorry. But Deadpool vs. Thanos was a lot of fun. It's Tim Seeley, who you know from Hack Slash, who you might know from Revival, who you might know from Grayson. And it literally is Deadpool vs. Thanos. They do fight. Obviously, Thanos pummels him into just paste, and but it's a love triangle. They both love death, and death seems to love only Deadpool, and death is communicating with Deadpool. Thanos has to, I guess, keep him alive, and there are a lot of funny jokes. And if you like Deadpool, I think you should get it. Like, obviously, if you like Thanos, you should probably pass, because I don't think that Thanos fans are known to have a good sense of humor. They probably like Old English and all that Starlin stuff. Now I'm going to have a bunch of dislikes on here, but if you like Deadpool, get it. If you are a Thanos purist, just ignore it. Just ignore it. They probably won't ever reference it again. So enjoy. Figment 2 is out. Same creative team as Figment 1, except now your store will have it, probably, because they'll know how well #1's the first volume sold and know to order heavier. And just more of the same, more of what you already liked if you liked the first one. And if you like Figment and you're like, what the hell is Disney Kingdoms? I didn't know there was a Figment comic out with new material by Jim Zub. The hardcover's out. Get the hardcover. Enjoy it. And finally, Miracleman, issue 1. It's a new issue 1. It's still reprints, but it's reprints of that stuff that was super hard to get, that even the trades are crazy money and long out of print. Neil Gaiman from Sandman before he was Neil Gaiman from Sandman. This is like 85. This is before any of that. And Buckingham way before you knew him from Fables. And this is the golden age. This is the book where they're going to finally finish it. They're going to finish the story, starting with this. Yes, these are reprints. Yes, half the book is all making of, I guess. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating about that. But it's a great Gaiman Miracleman story. This is what you should get to get into this craze of knowing why it's revered by people that are almost 40 or older. And we'll get new stuff. It's promised. I mean, Marvel didn't sue, or at least threaten to sue or settle out of court with Todd McFarlane to get it not to finish it. So they're going to finish it, and it's going to be great. So you might as well jump on here. It has a #1 on it. Those don't happen that often for Marvel, right? Anyway, enjoy your comics. There's something for everyone this week. And read DC Bombshells, seriously. Stop complaining about the DC books you don't like and about all the new 52 and the old 52 and this and that and the other. And just read something that is fun. You like these characters. You have affinity for these characters. I know you do. Have fun with those characters again. Thanks. Bye-bye.